Wu Productions present The Singing Soul by Love God New Earth. Cast of characters: Neco Jan Cortez as Guan Yu, a Mandarin of illustrious Ming Dynasty.
The Mandarin's daughters: Syril Mae Carbonilla as Chi Mu, Janela Candole as Ting Ling, Mae Clavite as Kongay,
Analiza Claros as Yan, a servant.
Jayson de la Fuente as Yonglu, celestially August Emperor of Peking and Son of Heaven.
Mae Dacillo as Pao Chen, a student of the stars.
This is a story of the filial devotion of Kongay, daughter of the Chinese Mandarin Guan Yu, bell maker, who had displeased Yonglu, celestially August Emperor of Peking and Son of Heaven. This happened about 500 years ago in the Flowery Kingdom. The scene opens in a room in the Mandarin's house. Guan Yu is offering sticks of incense and lighting the tapers beside the ancestral tablets, as is the custom in China. His two daughters, Mu and Tingling, are adorning themselves and having a good time, as if they had no care in the world.
Three times I bow to the tablets of my ancestors, and pray to God may attend me and prosper my work.
Our unhappy parent, 7 nights and days, has he knelt before the tablets of his ancestors, preparing himself for this fatal hour. Our honorable parent was a fool to undertake the contract. His ambition will destroy him. A gunmaker turned blacksmith. This unheard of. Let the shoemaker stick to his last. But think of what he gains if he succeeds. The favor of the Emperor. The Son of Heaven has set his heart upon this bell, which is to be the most wonderful in tone. The sound of it to be heard through the length and breadth of Peking. Our father was a maker of munitions. He won his way to court by molding firearms that pleased the rulers on the Dragon Throne in earlier time. But our new emperor is of a different mind. He has no taste for conquest, but would live in peace, contented with his books. Therefore, to hold his office and to please Yonglu, our father rashly undertook the contract. Then, to make sure of its success, he advertised for bellsmiths, far and wide, skilled in their art. And in the courtyard at our very door, he set this melting pot, where daily he may watch the worker's progress. If luck attends him, Father has promised me a necklace of jade beads. A jeweled fan are just for mine. Chimo, let us drink our tea.
The men have begun to arrive. At sundown the bell will be cast, for good or ill, as the gods decide. Twice as the metal poured into the waiting mold, but when the bell had cooled, its lips were cracked and fissured with 100 seams. Silver and gold had gone into the mold, together with iron and brass, for so the Son of Heaven decreed, but alas, the metals were too far removed. These foreign aliens and refused to mix. Yet the Emperor must be obeyed, for his will is final. My curse lie lightly on the hearts of my daughters. Where is my little one?
Our sister Kongay went quite early to the house of her singing master. He's teaching her a new song.
A new song for my scholar? Let her sing while she may. Tomorrow, if I fail, her lips will be mute. Let there be magic while the bell is poured. Her song shall keep the courage in my breast. I think I see her coming through the gate.
Skylark indeed! The skylark soars up high in air and flings its notes against the blue, and still we hear its songs below. But Conway's voice is so small and weak, so tiny you must bend your ear to take it in. A chirping Merlin, not singing, a sparrow in the hedge. Twittering, twittering, tra-la-la, twittering, twittering, tra-la-la. Ha 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 ha! Here comes Conway, our songbird. Most Alva's Lord and Father, a good day to you.
My child, you have slept too long. I missed your have presence in the house. Come here to me.
The master kept me past the hour to teach me a new song. I told him you were troubled here of late. I wished to learn a tune, a gay and merry one, to drive your cares away. Listen while I sing it for you. In the land of the wild white rose, where the sweet Choang-ho river flows, I sing while I play and the hours slip away in the land of the wild white rose. Is it not a pretty tune? The master says my voice is growing stronger. He has promised that someday I shall go to the palace and sing for the emperor. Oh, I want to be a voice, a ringing voice, a voice that shall sound through the ages. Till-dee, till-dum.
Let her be. You plague your sister far too much. All day you two sit idly drinking tea, painting your cheeks and lips, while Kung-ai embroiders storks and pelicans, and sings with every stitch. Out with you.
The two elder sisters, Jimu and Tingling, leave hastily and in shame. Meanwhile, Yan, a servant, enters bearing a scroll of yellow silk printed in red letters and sealed with the dragons.
The celestially august Yonglo, son of heaven, emperor of Peking, sends this message.
Twice the house betrayed the faith we placed in thee, when entrusting into thy hands the making of the great bell. If thou fail a third time to complete the task, thy head shall smile from a bamboo pole, tremble and obey. The Son of Heaven is angry. If I fail to fill the contract, my life will be the price.
Master, the bearer of the letter informed me, moreover, that the emperor is now at the temple offering prayers to Shang-Ti, the god above, from whence he will come himself to see the deed accomplished.
The emperor will come here. Make haste that everything be ready. The fires must be lighted and the metals fused.
Even now the furnace roars. The men work night and day and rest not, knowing how important is their task. Yet, still I fear the outcome. Master, is there nothing lacking in the alloy?
All has been done exactly as the emperor ordered.
But Junglo is not an alchemist. What knows he of making bells? There was a wise man at the gate this morning, asking to speak to you. But I told him you were at prayer and must not be disturbed. He said the warring metals will not mix till a fifth substance be added.
These smelling graveyards will give advice. The formula is that and so. We cannot change it now. Take that tea table away and make room for the emperor. Now, what is it, my little one?
Father, a palanquin stops in the courtyard, borne by men in the livery of the palace. Do you suppose the emperor has come to hear me sing?
My daughter, read this message.
Your head shall smile from a bamboo pole. Father, you cannot fail. This time the bell must sound.
I pray it may. In an hour shall know. I fear the temper of young Lo. He has been patient and long-suffering. Oh, that I had not boasted of my skill.
Father, I feel you trembling. The emperor must not see you thus afraid, or he will think you have no confidence in your skill.
Go up on the balcony while I speak to him.
But it's not soundly that you, my daughter, should be left alone with a man, even though he be the emperor.
I shall assuage his wrath with my song. The illustrious Emperor Yonglo would speak with Guan Yu, your father. Celestially August 1, my father shall be notified. He is meditating alone, preparing himself for this hour.
You are Guan Yu's daughter?
Kongai, the youngest of three.
Ah, the singing girl whose name is the mouth of poets. Little one, I greet you. Sit here that I may see you in a level with my eyes.
One may not look unafraid into the eyes of the Son of Heaven.
Then I shall put a cloud between us. How dark the cloud is and how charged with perfume.
Does the Son of Heaven look angry behind the cloud?
And if he were?
The fire of his glance would scorch my locks and shrivel them to ashes. But if he smiles, he will make them grow like new grass under a spring sky.
He is hot behind this cloud, a smother in it. You wear it for a while.
Is that better?
No, I like it less. For now, I cannot see your face, though I catch a glimpse of it shining through the lattice. Are you smiling?
Because the Son of Heaven is angry with my father and threatens his life. With that I can sing his anger away.
You may try, little bird.
In the land of the wild white rose, where the sweet Choang-ho river flows, I sing while I play and the yards slip away in the land of the wild white rose. Does this song please you, your celestial highness?
I was not listening.
The emperor was not listening?
I was watching your lotus lips. Your cheeks are like almond blossoms. Your breath is incense. Now, what brings you here, Yen?
Kungai, I seek your honorable father. An old man waits at the gate, the same who came this morning, demanding to be heard. He has a secret formula he would impart to him concerning the casting of the bell, which he says will ensure its success.
Bring him in, Yen. August 1, a stranger begs an audience, and if he knew your presence here, fear would tie his tongue. Will the emperor condescend to absent himself a while?
If your visitor stays not too long, for I have more to say to you.
Yinglu goes out upon the balcony, and Yan brings in the wise woman, Pao Chen, an astrologer.
I would speak with Guan Yu. I am Pao Chen. He is troubled and must not be disturbed. Let me take the message. You would not understand. Transcendingly wise one, you are a student of the stars who has read my father's horoscope and knows the doom that threatens him. But Guan Yu has no faith in prophets. He relies alone in the cunning of his hand. He will not listen to you. Tell it to me. I have consulted the starry oracles and the 5 principles of the universe. I have marked the aspect of the silver stream that some call the Milky Way, and followed the yellow road that marked by the signs of the zodiac. And there I read that the stars are angry with Guan Yu.
The stars are angry with my father?
They are angry that he, in his bold ambition, should propose to make a bell of such mighty tone that its soul shall reach the skies and jar the constellations in their spheres.
Alas! Is there no offering we can make, no sacrifice that will appease? A bullock 2 years old or a baby lamb my father will place on the altar.
The blood of sheep or bullock will not placate them. Yet there is a way to conquer this displeasure.
Oh, tell me by what way?
This misbegotten thing which so offends your heavenly ears must be remade into instrument of perfect sound. Its dissonance changed to heavenly harmonies. The bell must find a soul.
The bell must find a soul?
Yes, a white soul, a singing soul, a soul turned to the infinite.
Kuan Yu must propitiate the stars. The stars are angry. The emperor was angry and I sang to him. Then I will sing to the stars? No, this no use. In an hour the bow will be cast, before the sun is set, before the stars come out, and no one knows where they tarry by day. I must go at once and tell my father and the emperor what the wise woman has said.
Little one, has your beggar done?
Most august emperor, he was no beggar, but a soothsayer with a warning. The stars are offended with Kuan Yu, my father, that he should dare to make this vow, whose voice will speak so loud that even the stars must listen.
The stars are offended? Then 'tis with me, for I conceive the plan. Your father is but the instrument.
Then if you willed it, you can still undo it. Give up this daring scheme which mocks the gods, and be content with lesser aims.
No! The bell is my life dream. When I ascended the dragon throne, young and full of hope, I had a vision of what the world might be if war should cease. My predecessors were all warrior men who ruled by the force of arms. But in my youth, I had a teacher, a philosopher, who schooled me in the wisdom of prophets, preaching gentleness and love. So I resolved, before my reign began, to put an end to all these useless strife and sow the seed of peace throughout the land. I first commanded your father to throw his guns into the melting pot, and then, to make the deed remember for all time, I ordered him to cast a bell that would resound far and wide, calling the people together, welding their hearts into one. And on the lips of the bell, I have engraved the sayings of Buddha and the wise ones of all times, extolling the glories of peace. But lest the iron gun should give the bell too harsh a sound, I had it softened with the finer metals, deepened with gold, sweetened with silver, strengthened with brass. Thus, the bell would become a mighty voice ringing down the ages.
A voice ringing down through the ages. But why a bell? Why not a man of eloquent tongues to go throughout your kingdom telling of these things?
I put no trust in man. Their tongues may lie, but a bell will always ring true.
Then the work must go on?
If peace is to come, if war to cease.
And if it fails, my father dies.
What the emperor has his creed cannot be changed. Yet, I may delay. My reign is young. There are years ahead in which to do the deed.
Then you'll put it off?
On one condition, that you gave yourself as a hostage.
I, a mandarin's daughter, to sit at your side on the dragon's throne? It would frighten the song in my throat.
Not on the throne, where cares of the state engross my mind, but in the palace garden, when the day is done, there I would have you and your song.
My wish has come true. I shall go to the palace and sing before the emperor. Then my voice pleases you?
Your voice? Oh, your voice is sweet and delicate.
Delicate?
As a wind bell tinkling the breeze, but clear as bird's note. Come to my garden of perpetual spring, and we shall sit together under the banyan tree, waiting for the moon. My garden is now beautiful, but mute. It needs a nightingale. Your song will make me forget this dream of kings.
Oh, do not give up your dream.
I see a fairer dream before me. My mind is on this hour.
And mine is on eternities. But I have forgotten my father. Too late to warn him now. They make ready for the casting.
There is still time. I will watch the ceremony below in the courtyard. If you take my offer, cast your slipper from the balcony and I will stop your father's hand before he gives the signal.
How the metal hisses and bubbles in the cauldron. The hot lava spurts upward as though to escape the flames which leap to embrace it. How it lashes itself to a frenzy like a creature unsatisfied, seeking that which is lacking. Ye gods who deny us your sanction, behold the sacrifice. This token which my heart would cast at the feet of the Emperor, I give it that the flames may consume it. His love will I forget, if you will but bless the past and make his dream of peace a reality. There's no use. The gods make no answer. The wise woman has spoken. The bell must find a soul in tune with the infinite. Shall I be a wind bell blown by every breeze in the Emperor's garden? Or shall I be a voice ringing down through the ages? The stars shall be satisfied. Goodbye, Father, I sacrifice for thee.
And so, Kongay turns quickly with arms upraised, leaves from the balcony, and springs into the mass of white heat. There is a hissing sound, followed by the waiting of the crowd, as his white body enters the molten mass. The Emperor Yulu re-enters, overcome with grief and holding one slipper in his hand. He is accompanied by the astrologer Pao Chen.
I sought to catch her as she leaped and came away with the slipper. Was it for a dream's sake, or to save her father's head?
Her soul went singing to the end, singing that it shall live again in the tune of the bell.
Nightingale is no more. The garden of the celestial August Emperor shall remain forever.
And thus, Kongay saved her father's life by sacrificing her own. The molten metal welded with her pure spirit, and its tone was transformed into one of harmony and love.
Audio Jungle.
Neco Jan Cortez as Guan Yu, a Mandarin of illustrious Ming Dynasty.
The Mandarin's daughter, Syril Mae Carbonilla as Shi Mu, Janela Candole as King Ling, Mae Clavite as Kongay,
Analiza Claros as Yan, a servant.
Jayson de la Fuente as Yonglu, celestially august Emperor of Peking and Son of Heaven.
Mae Dacillo as Pao Chen, a student of the stars.
Audio Jungle.
The Singing Soul by Lafcadio Earn.